Alright guys, I have something to admit. I haven't beaten a Mario game since Super Mario World on my Super Nintendo back when I was a kid. Which is weird because I actually love Mario. I've definitely played a few Mario games over the years, like Mario Odyssey, and I love to revisit Mario 64 from time to time, but I've never felt compelled to beat either of them. Growing up, I never had a Wii, Wii U, or 3DS, so I missed out on many years of legendary Mario games. Well, that brings me to now, to 2024, and I decided I was going to play one of these games that I missed out on. Deciding wasn't easy, but I knew I wasn't going to pick a game I had to plug in a console for, so that left me with my 3DS and my Switch. I started to really think about it, and I hadn't really played a single game on my 3DS before that was based around the 3D mechanic of the handheld. That's when I knew I had to pick up Mario 3D Land. In a weird way, buying this game was almost as fun as playing it. I kind of felt like a kid again, and the anticipation of getting it in the mail gave me this spark of joy that video games used to give me. For the past 7 years or so, video games just don't feel like they're fun anymore. The only games I've consistently played in that time period are Shinobi Striker and dumb little Lego games on my Switch, just for those nights when I have an hour to play video games here and there. I have to say that my first hour with this game had to be some of the most fun I've ever had playing a video game in my life. I might have a little skewed perspective on this game because, like I said, this is my first true 3D experience on the handheld, but I can't imagine even seasoned veterans of the 3DS don't still find joy playing some of the levels even to this day. However, it is worth mentioning that this is not a perfect experience. I have the newest 3D model, the new 3DS I believe it's called. The 3D effect is based on the camera up top, so it tracks the motion of your head to give you the right angle. The original model had one singular angle for displaying the 3D, so yes, while this model is probably an upgrade because of that, it does suck when you have to take a sip of something you are drinking because the camera whacks out immediately, and that can be straight up jarring to look at. Mario 3D Land is about as simple of a Mario game as humanly possible. It has less depth, no pun intended, than Super Mario World in terms of the full experience. The world map just has you going right the entire game. There's no going up or down or having to make any hard decisions. You just go right until you hit the end of the game. This is the definition of a simple game. The first 5 worlds you can blow through in one sitting. It is truthfully a little too easy for my liking. There are some worlds that stand out, and the 3D effects really make it a truly special experience. Other times I get through a level in less than 3 minutes, and it's like, oh, alright, I guess that one is over. I got to the point where I thought the game was too easy, but then World 6 settles in, and the difficulty jumps off the deep end. That is not to say that it becomes impossibly hard, but there is such a big difference that it took me by surprise. These difficult parts highlight two of the biggest issues in the game for me. If you die enough times in a row, it will give you this special power-up that literally makes you impervious to any damage, and you also have the flying power-up. I didn't even realize the impervious part of it until the last level when Bowser fell on me and nothing happened. The 2 or 3 times where I got this power up was due to me dying on the platforming sections, and you can still die by falling off the map with this ability. And that brings me to my biggest gripe in the game. There are like 3-ish power-ups total. Super Mario World was special to me because of how many different abilities you could get. There was excitement about discovering new ones like the frog, the pea thing, the flying feather, the bear suit. In this one, you get the flying feather, the fire flower, and like one time you get the boomerang power-up. Not only that, but the game is so stingy in giving you these power-ups. Power-ups have always been one of the premier features of Mario, so it's disappointing to see it barely used in this game. You better not get hit while you are in one of these suits because you'll never know when you'll see the next one. There's usually one block in each level for a power-up, so you better be sure you are Big Mario when you get that chance. Normally they are placed before the checkpoint, so if you get hit after that point, you better search for another one in the next level. Power-ups were always in very obvious spots in Super Mario World because it wanted you to use them as much as possible. This problem is only compounded by how overly generous the game is in giving you extra lives. You can get around 3 extra lives per level without even trying that hard. You'll rack up coins consistently getting you over the 100 coin threshold. Not only that, but there are red coin sections blatantly laid out for you to get another one. Some blocks just straight up have the green mushroom. On top of that, if you grab the top of the flagpole at the end, it will throw in another one just like in past games. Getting to the top of the pole is usually super easy. The copy I got was used, and I think I had some lives in the save file, but towards the end of the game, I had upwards of 70 lives, making the entire death mechanic meaningless. And trust me when I say I was not trying that hard to get that many lives. Despite these really annoying setbacks, I view this as an essential piece of Mario history. It feels like it innovated in the same way that Mario 64 did. The 3D technology makes for one of the most unique gaming experiences I have ever had, which I think is what Mario is all about. It sets the bar for emerging technology. If the game had a little more oomph to it, I think it could have been the greatest Mario ever. What do you guys think about Mario 3D Land? Do you agree with my analysis? Where do you place this game in the pantheon of Mario titles? What Mario game should I play next? With that being said, that is going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.